Okay, so good morning, everyone. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. It's our next, not last, but maybe towards the end of the semester will be the last for this particular period, spring semester 2025, our last impact professional development training for higher education for staff, faculty members, and anyone else, lifelong learners who are interested in learning more about AI and its application in higher education. So this is organized by Impact, Virtual Exchange International Program, project by Erasmus, collaboration between Greece, Israel, and Morocco, and some other European countries. So we are happy that you're here, that you've joined us. This morning we will discuss two fascinating platforms. These are not really tools because it's a collection of tools when you go inside each one of them. So it's going to be about SchoolAI and MagicSchool. Before we begin, just to see, it's a practical session. So I will demonstrate some interesting features. We can discuss some of the questions as they arise. And I also hope that you will have the chance to explore the tools yourself and experiment. So hopefully you're not driving, or maybe you are, I don't know. But if you have access to your devices, to your computers, which will be the most convenient for you to practice. If you're on your phone, it's going to be a little bit trickier because we will be sharing links to different chatbots and experiencing this from the student point of view. And of course, we will also look at how teachers can control this learning process and oversee the different reports and statistics. And we will begin in a moment. So before we start and I share my screen, I would like to ask everyone to respond in the chat if you can. First of all, with the first tool that you see on the screen, SchoolAI, I think Meital has organized already a session about it with the representatives from the company who show the platform. So if you want to see that recording, please go to Meital's website. We will follow up with an email with the recording for this session, and also previous recordings, so you could find some information there. But basically, one thing is to attend a webinar where a tool is introduced. Another thing is to use it in your own teaching practice. So my first question is, have you actually used SchoolAI in your own, like yourself, either for preparing for a lesson or for actual use with your students? Yes or no? About SchoolAI. The first one is about SchoolAI. Yes or no? Just yes or no will be enough for me to know. Okay. A lot of no's. So even not one single yes. Okay. All right. What about MagicSchool? I think MagicSchool, at least in Israel, it has been also heard of, I think, more often about in different chats. And people got introduced to it, at least as far as I'm concerned, as far as I heard of the knew about this earlier than SchoolAI. So I see MagicSchool, yes, already. So let's move on to MagicSchool, yes or no, because MagicSchool is probably a little bit more popular or familiar to some of you. Okay. And again, there are different ways you can use those tools. I will demonstrate in a moment. Some of these, of course, concern your own personal professional use, right? How you prepare for the course, your structure, your organizing structure, preparing for lessons, preparing activities, and just using it as a support. And another way to actually use those tools, both SchoolAI and MagicSchool, is in the classroom with your students actually interacting with those tools. This could also be done, obviously, asynchronously. So some people said yes to MagicSchool. Many of you said no to both, neither. Okay. So it's going to be the beginner session then. I've thought of carefully how can I introduce those tools, because basically each one of them could be a week training and course, because they both have an enormous amount of features and tools inside, and they're all very, very interesting. So if you really want to learn, to do something with it in your future in the next academic year, you have to start now. So in the next 15 minutes that we have together, it definitely will be a short introduction with some demo. I will probably show those tools side by side because they overlap in a lot of the structural features. In terms of the quality of the tools, I've used all of them in my teaching and many, many more tools, of course. And to be honest, I'm still experimenting. I'm trying, and it would have been easier. And I think one of the reasons many of you say no, and maybe you don't even want to try those tools, is that it's overwhelming, right? There are so many different things and so many different tools. The problem is, and I've tested it with my students, when we are designers of our higher education, courses and our curriculum, when it comes to delivering the content and when it comes to the student experience, and especially the next generations of students, right, who are already digitally native and now they are AI natives. Actually, all the kids, all the younger students are growing up with AI in their hands and they interact with those chats on a daily basis. I can see it also with my kids. We cannot really ignore this. So even if we don't like it, even if it involves some learning curve, there is some learning curve inside because you have to go inside, you have to work with instructions, you have to test a lot, play around, you have to give it to your students, see how many of these tools actually fail in the classroom, experience this kind of little frustration because you can't you expected this to work better and students also expect it to work better. And the problem is that they all have, let's just use one name. There are many, many different options, but let's say ChatGPT, right? Why not just one tool like ChatGPT? It can actually solve a lot, right? And you can do everything with ChatGPT alone. So why do we have to go to different options, right? SchoolAI, MagicSchool, and millions of others. Well, not millions, but thousands for sure already exist, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. And these tools are heavily marketed at us educators. So we think, okay, are we missing something out? Do we have to try? And sometimes it's a good experience, and sometimes it is not a good experience. But we still have to try. And that's why we're here. We're going to look at those two monsters because they're huge platforms of a lot of different tools inside. Overwhelming, I have to accept and admit, and don't don't be intimidated by the amount of things you can do with those tools, and just take one little step at a time because there is no way to escape it. Even if we don't like it, our kids are there, they're using those chatbots, and this is in our hands now to actually design learning that is native to our students. So let's begin. I'm going to share my screen now, and I will show you side by side. Let's see that you can actually see me in full screen. Yes. I'll share side by side those two tools. So how do I do this the best way? I want to make sure that my desktop is not cluttered. So I just created two tabs and I will put them side by side. And so this is one, this is two. Now I'm sharing my screen this right now. Okay. So the first platform you see right now on your screen is SchoolAI, and we are in a sign-in window tab. Okay, now I'm going to put it next to MagicSchool because both platforms have very similar, again, kind of menus and options. So what I'm going to do first, I will share the links to these tools in the chat. So if you are on your computer, as I said at the beginning, this would be amazing if you could just go along with me because it's the first time for the majority of you guys actually hearing about these tools, experimenting with them. So it's time for us to dive in together. I'm not sharing any of the paid features. Of course, there are lots of pro advanced features that some schools already subscribed, and they get extra support, extra tools, extra seats for bigger numbers of students and all that. But let's not even go there. Let's experiment with the free, and free is enough, okay? For any of the educators that I know, I don't think anybody I know actually paid for any of those tools. And if you use them in your classroom, whether it was successful or not, that is already an achievement. So don't pay. This is my first recommendation. Don't go into any pro features. Just stay in the free subscription. So MagicSchool on the left, SchoolAI on the right. I'm going to log in into both just to show you that the best and easiest way to create an account, I think, in any of these tools is just to go and connect your Gmail. You could also connect your institutional email. Some of you use Microsoft accounts. So I'm going to indicate that I'm an educator and sign in with my Google account. There are other ways. There are even more secure ways for institutions to sign in, but Google works well for me. So this is what I'm going to demonstrate. And I'll do the same with SchoolAI. So this is a sign-in homepage, right? Again, SchoolAI is about personalized learning for every student. They do market themselves as a platform for student learning experience, even though it also helps teachers a lot. And MagicSchool was created mainly for teachers, but now they have expanded the experience to Magic Student platform. So both platforms are comparable. I'm going to log in with my Gmail also in the SchoolAI, and I will show you the difference and the similarities between the two platforms. Okay, so again, MagicSchool on the left, SchoolAI on the right. So MagicSchool has a menu on the side, and it's a short menu basically. You have Magic Tools. Magic Tools is something that is based on AI. So they actually added all kinds of instructions and additional features for us to work less hard when we go to that ChatGPT, right? My initial comparison, why not use ChatGPT? Because sometimes you have to give so much information, additional background, additional pedagogical documentation, explaining your approach, explaining your, in the United States, they use a lot of kind of curriculum guidelines, Ministry of Education documents. So everything is kind of supported and nicely organized already in those tools in MagicSchool. And it's supposed to save you time, right? Instead of going back and forth with a lot of giving different instructions to a ChatGPT. And in addition, by having those tools, you can actually come up with additional ideas for a classroom, because sometimes you just go to ChatGPT and you need to ask for something, and sometimes you don't know what do you need, right? What you need to ask for. So here you have all those tools. Look, it's enormous, the number of tools. I'm scrolling down. So tools, basically, again, just to explain what a tool means here, is a chatbot that is already customized for educational purposes. So if you need to create a lesson plan, right? It's supposed to work as a lesson generator. If you need to create presentation slides, you can go to presentation generator. If you need to create a rubric for assessment, you go to a rubric generator tool, and you just explain your subject, your task, and it generates rubrics. It actually works really well. I tried this one several times. You see, it is marked among my favorites. So instead of going to ChatGPT, I'm showing you why use those tools, right? And explaining from scratch everything you need for your rubric. You just go here, and the app output is actually really high quality. YouTube video questions, right? Again, you could probably do that with ChatGPT, but here you have a very nice chatbot already customly created for educators, where you just insert a link to any YouTube video and it generates questions for that video for your students. So professional email. So it's not only for actual teaching, but for any kind of professional activity, sometimes writing recommendation letters, reports, doing research, even teacher jokes. If anyone needs help with that, go ahead and check what it offers you. It's not even, some of them are not even funny, but and games, generators, social stories, multiple explanations, project-based learning. Sometimes you want ideas. This is something I use a lot actually with AI, because in higher education, I'm an English instructor. We have really switched towards real life scenarios. So whatever we teach, we want students to actually feel that this is something that they could be experiencing in their future careers, employment, and coming up with those different scenarios from different fields, because I teach all the faculties. I have electric engineering students and kindergarten teachers and theater actors and actresses among my students, and of course whatnot. I think all medical stuff is like, and everyone, all different faculties you can imagine. And in my case, I teach English, right? There's something really general, but for each particular faculty and field and job, there might be different situations. They will experience different things that they might need English for. So this is what I use AI a lot for, just going there. Sometimes it actually is just ChatGPT or any of these tools, because it has project-based learning. It has something that is called real-world connections, right? Generate real-world examples to increase students' investment, meaning that they can relate to the topic, to the lesson, to the activity that you are delivering to their own needs. And it has wonderful ideas. And you know, AI is restless, and you cannot make it tired. So if you don't like anything out of the input, or maybe you don't probably understand something, if it's not your field completely, you can ask for another 50 different options. In a second, you get something that you love, and you can change your redesign your lesson plan in seconds. So this is really, really helpful. Lots and lots of tools, different assessment tools. Some of these obviously are not useful, and I've never used them, and I will probably never use them, but many of them are amazing. You can generate multiple choice questions. You can generate, again, a syllabus. You can take your syllabus and try to improve it through these platforms. And another reason I think institutions, actually schools and institutions, colleges go for these kinds of tools, MagicSchool, SchoolAI, and some others, is because of the security, right? We know that with ChatGPT and some other platforms, if it's not an educational account and it's not paid by your institution with some kind of license adjustments, everything you share goes, and if you can lock it in your settings, but sometimes it's not actually secure, and it's not ethical to share your content. Sometimes it's IP, intellectual property, so you don't really want to share it with AI, and you don't know where it goes. So these tools are supposed to be more secure, because they're not submitted on your private name behalf. When they go to those ChatGPT, Claude, and other AI tools for actual generating behind the scenes and then giving you the abstract. So this is a kind of filter to make it more secure. So the names, like your personal data will be more protected when you use those tools. This is for just educational justification of why these tools have become so popular among schools, because schools know that they cannot ignore AI. They have to keep up, they have to introduce it in their pedagogy, and they started using those tools. Okay, so magic tools are on top, tons and tons of tools for educators. When it comes to SchoolAI, you also have tools here and assistants. So I'll start with tools just to show you that the list is much shorter, which is actually, I think, nicer, in my opinion, in my from my personal point of view, because this amount of like hundreds of tools, it's overwhelming. Where do you even begin, right? So many tools. Here you have a very concise list of things that you can choose from, work on the syllabus, work on the course outline, a letter of recommendation, again, jokes, who needs those? Okay, vocabulary lists, translators, text levelers, something that you sometimes want to adjust the level of the content. I don't know to what extent you do it in your discipline, but in English, obviously, we sometimes do it for different levels of proficiency in English. I assume this could also be adjusted in any other field. So if you teach electrical engineering and your courses in Hebrew or Greek or it's Italian, and you have a wonderful article in English which you want to introduce to your students and you want to make some adjustments, you can go to TextLover and adapt something from the original and make it suitable for your teaching needs. Again, multiple choice quizzes and all that. Worksheets. So you have tools in SchoolAI, you have magic tools in MagicSchool. Next, we have Reina chatbot, which is supposed to be it's a ChatGPT experience. It's just a chatbot. It's AI chatbot, but it's already kind of customized towards educational needs, and it knows that you're a teacher and educator, and it will respond accordingly. You will see the language itself, the outputs, and more suitable. So give it a try. Try to chat with Reina. In terms of SchoolAI, SchoolAI has more than just one Reina chat. It has lots of chats. And so this is the first difference, right? They have fewer tools, but they have more chat options. And among the chat options, you can find a co-teacher, your all-purpose teaching assistant. What can I help you with? So you have this co-teacher chat. You have a space designer. I can help you design fun, engaging spaces for your students. We'll get to the space. What is the space? What do you mean by designing spaces? Okay, it's not that you're going to be designing any kind of space in this respect again. And comparing to MagicSchool, we can also actually call space. This is what they call chats, again, chatbots for students. So basically what they call spaces in SchoolAI, I'll show you. Spaces are learning experiences for students. So you can go to Discover. When it comes to spaces, you have thousands of spaces. Basically, it means that you have thousands of already made chatbots that you can actually browse. You can search for a space. You can actually search for something, for a topic of your discipline, for a topic of your lesson, and you will probably find a space already created by another educator somewhere. And if not, you can create your own space in a matter of seconds or minutes, depending on the depth of and accuracy that you want to reach. So spaces are AI chatbots that are created for educational purposes, for learning in the classroom purposes, and then they're shared with students through, so they call this sessions, right? So when you launch a space, when you share the space with the students, you can share it as a QR code, as a link, put it on your Moodle site, send it in an email. I don't know, many different ways to share with your students. And then these are called sessions. Then you can go into the sessions and see exactly how students responded and interacted with your generated space, which is an AI chatbot, okay? So spaces are chatbots created for students. In MagicSchool, we have a MagicSchool experience, and what we call sessions here will be student rooms in MagicSchool. So student rooms are powerful. Student rooms are actually not just one tool and one chatbot. So this is, again, just a comparison so you understand the difference. In SchoolAI, you can create a space, which is a chatbot for students, launch it, and then track your students' answers. You will see name by name, each student, what they responded to your space, to a chatbot. When I used this, students did not have to create any account. You just share a link, they put their name, just type their name. They don't have to create an account to connect their Gmail or any kind of email. It was really, really user-friendly for a quick classroom experience. I created something, they started using it immediately in class during the same lesson, and I saw their responses. So it was really quick and fun. In MagicSchool, there are student rooms, which are powerful in the sense that it's not just one tool, it's not just one chatbot. You can actually create a module for your course with several different chatbots that support students in different skills. So let me show you. For example, we can, when you go into MagicSchool and create and go down to Magic Student, you will also have access to all these because this is created by MagicSchool. This is called Student Room templates like examples of created rooms that you can explore. And then also adjust to your own need. You can, duplicate and then delete, add your own tools and so on. So what is it? Let's click on preview. This is an example of AI literacy and digital citizenship, a student room. The purpose of this room is to help students learn about AI and digital literacy. Nice. Okay, so let's go inside this room. When you enter the Magic Student room, you will see, first of all, you will see a note which also students will see when they enter this room. And they say, use MagicSchool responsibly. I think it's very important. Every time you use AI in your classroom, you have to talk about ethical use, about responsibility, about citation rules and plagiarism and intellectual property and all those concepts. I think they are foundational. So your teacher can see your activity in MagicSchool. We should not deceive our students. We know that when we give them the link, whatever they respond in the chat, we immediately see. So you have to be transparent. And this is this transparency statement, this disclaimer that explains to the students that whatever they do now with this link that the teacher gave them, the teacher will see every single word that they respond to the chat or talk to the chat, because you can also do voice response. It's going to be visible to the teacher. Students need to know that. So make sure that you follow your school and classroom guidelines when interacting with the AI. Math answers are not reliable. It states up front if it's about math, then don't do it yet. Don't rely, at least. Don't trust the answers. Interacting with an AI takes practice. Don't expect this to be a smooth experience from the beginning. It will not be smooth. I know, based on my experience. AI is a tool, not a replacement for your thinking. Again, it's a sentence that we all hear and say ourselves as educators, but I guess we need to educate the students also, the earlier the better, that we want them to actually critically think and speak and write and express themselves, and not to rely on AI blindly. Monitor for bias and accuracy, meaning that be, again, critical, right? Whatever you get with in this AI interaction, don't trust everything 100%. There might be bias, there might be mistakes, right? Accuracy. And protect privacy. Don't include personal details like names or addresses. We strive to promptly remove any accidentally submitted information. It means that they're trying to adhere to privacy and data protection. So I acknowledge. And then this is the school Magic Student Room. Okay, Magic School, Magic Student Room. The name of the course or the name of the module that you write for yourself, AI literacy and digital citizenship. And again, I think, I don't know if it's a pro or con, if it's an advantage or disadvantage of the MagicSchool platform. It immediately overwhelms a student with how many tools? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20. Like, okay, what do I do with those bots, right? Where do I go first? So you need like an instruction page. You actually need to explain if you're using such a room, right? Where do they go? What should they do? Or you explain that it's a depository or database of things that you could use. I mean, I think less is more. If they had only like 2 or 3 bots, this would have been much more student friendly. They would need, okay, I need to do 1, 2, 3. I need to do this chat and then that chat and that chat, and I'm done in this room and I completed my module. Looking at this is a little overwhelming, but I guess what they wanted to do here in MagicSchool is to show that you can actually generate a very rich place for students to access. Maybe all of your course material could be in one room, which I don't think is a good idea, but you can then create separate rooms, right? And make what I think is more. So let's look at what they put in the AI digital literacy student room. So they have the AI literacy bot. And you see all of these, like this and this and this. It actually, I know what they are. These are custom-made chatbots. So basically, it means that the teacher behind this MagicSchool room went into his or her tools and created several custom bots for a specific purpose, for a specific activity in his or her classroom, right? So this actually image, it shows me, because I'm familiar with the tool, is that it shows me that they use the custom bot feature. So when you go and create a custom bot, you can create unlimited number of bots according to your needs and place them in those different rooms according to the module title, right? So we have AI literacy bots. Ask any questions you have about AI. Student created custom chat, build a chat bot from scratch to interact with. And this is a chat bot that the teacher created for students to teach students to create chatbots. You see the circle, right? So it's a bot that helps students to create a custom-made chatbot. And this is a task that the teacher created for students. So part of AI literacy is actually the ability to create those custom chatbots. And I think part of this course, particularly as an example, is to teach students how to create those bots. So this is the purpose of this bot. Digital citizenship game. Hit generate to begin the digital citizenship game. By the way, all these, it's not just titles. We can click on any one of these and preview what's inside. So let's create digital citizenship game. Why is it not working? It's stuck. Okay, generate. Hit generate to begin the digital citizenship game. Sorry. Okay, so what is the game about? And this is like live preview of each and every tool. It's a little bit slow, but it's probably generating a game for us. I'm just showing you that inside that Magic student classroom, right? There are a collection of bots, and let's see. Hi there, this is your digital citizenship guide, and I'm excited to play an interactive game with you. Would you like to start by our adventure? We'll cover fun scenarios, and you can earn up to 3 points for each thoughtful answer you give. The more points you collect, the higher your digital citizenship ranking will be. Are you ready for your first scenario? Just let me know. Let's begin. Ready. You can also respond, by the way. You see there is a microphone feature. You can click on a mic and respond by speaking, not by typing, and go. There is also an attachment option. You can actually upload files, upload PDF or images, and interact just with any, like with any AI tool. Ready? Okay, so scenario, great. Let's start. Scenario 1, you're playing your favorite online game when you receive a friend request from someone you don't know. Their profile shows they play the same game as you, and they sent a message saying, hey, I saw you're really good at this game. Want to team up? What would you do in this situation? Why? Take your time to think about it. Okay, so this is a game, right? Chatbot. I'm not going to continue, but this is the idea. And then the conversation goes on from the teacher perspective. What is nice about it, that all the responses are recorded and you go to your reports and you can see what students actually answered. So in addition to those custom bots, and you have rate my AI prompts, right? You write a prompt and this bot will rate your prompt. Could I use AI for that? I actually also have my own custom GPT for that. So I thought of my students being confused, completely lost. Like some teachers allow AI, some teachers don't allow AI, some teachers tell you to use it or not. So what do I do now? Like every single time they get a task, could I use AI for that? This is something I also created in ChatGPT, but this is also that MagicSchool thought of. So learn how you could use AI as a thought partner for any given assignment, right? For any given task. This is a brilliant interaction. So as an educator, I understand the value of such a bot. I don't know if the students will actually use it, but you see, this is the idea. Great minds think alike, right? Real world connection with AI, generate real world examples for the use of AI. Image generator, college career counselor, ask any questions about college or careers to this helpful chatbot. Learn how AI could affect your future job search. Okay, so everything here is about AI literacy and digital citizenship for students, but I think it's overwhelming. The amount of tasks is huge, and you would probably reduce it to like 2-3 tasks and see how your students respond to it, to just one. Now, in comparison, SchoolAI allows you to launch spaces. And every time you launch space and share the link, a session is created. So based on the date of the created session, you just go and see how your students responded. So I'm going to go back and just finish with the main menu. So I've shown you the magic tools, huge number of different things you can do in Magic School. There is Elena chatbot for like teaching assistant or whatever you need in education. You have more specialized assistants inside SchoolAI on again, you have digital literacy coach, you have curriculum coach, common sense expert, essay grading assistant, you have project-based activity expert, research assistant. I think those specialized chats are really fun to explore and to look at. So this is under assistance, right? And the menu in SchoolAI is on top, so you don't, it's a little bit disorienting. Every tool has its own outline. Layout, right? So SchoolAI as menu is on top, Magic School's menu is on the side. The tools are similar but different, of course. You can find your output history here on the side in Magic School, which means that again, you can access your earlier history in the upgraded version, not in the free one. I'm demonstrating the free one, but if it's really, really recent, you can see some recent interactions, some recent outputs here. Magic School Labs is something you also don't have access in the free version. You have to upgrade, but I think it's just like beta version of trial of the newest features, latest features, and you have to be real fan of this platform to want to actually see something that they haven't even released yet, because everything they have already released. And this platform again has been in use by, I think they reached over 1 million of educators actually using it actively, and thousands of schools signed up for it in the United States at least, but also worldwide. So they are very, very popular, and they're working really hard for the last 3 years. So it's already kind of an established platform. In terms of SchoolAI, both platforms, by the way, have a Google Chrome extension, which is also a fun way to interact with your internet, actually, right? Wherever you are browsing, reading an article, watching a YouTube video, or like whatnot, and a website, a blog, you have this button that takes you to Magic School tools, right? And you can generate, like you can adjust the level of the text that the tool has access to on your screen, or create the questions for the YouTube video that you're on. So this extension is really powerful. This is something that has recently been launched in SchoolAI, and Magic School, I think, has had it for longer. It also creates actually Magic student experiences, like additional chats. You can generate those chats from the browser, right? From your browser. So you don't have to be logged, you have to be logged in, obviously signed in, but you don't have to have this tab open like Magic School website, right? You can be in any other website and just have this as one of your options on the Google Chrome to generate some additional activities for your classroom. Or have a chat about this website, right? With Reina, with an educator, and ask her to create, to come up with some ideas for a lesson based on this article, right? So you can actually have some follow-up. Same with SchoolAI. So in this respect, they're also comparable. They're really comparable in terms of many things. Okay, so let's go into spaces now. I've shown you some things in Magic School. I have to also show you a little about SchoolAI. When I go to Discover, let me show you just an example. So I was thinking I'm going to be showing you SchoolAI. So let's find a SchoolAI space, which is a chatbot created within SchoolAI that actually introduces SchoolAI to other educators or presents. So we have SchoolAI introduction, SchoolAI presentation by 2 different teachers. So if I go inside, I can preview. Let me preview, start preview. So again, anything you find created by other teachers, you can see their names. You can preview and see how it works. And if you like it or don't like it, first of all, you can launch it as is to your own students, or you can remix it and then make some changes save it in your own library, and then use it as your own, and your name will appear here, right? So this SchoolAI presentation space or chatbot, right, welcomes you to SchoolAI exploration space. I'm excited to have you here as we dive into how AI can enhance our teaching and learning experiences. Let's start our conversation by getting to know your thoughts, share your knowledge. What do you already know about SchoolAI? Express your concerns, envision the benefits. Wow, let's try another bot. Why would I share so much? Whenever I create custom bots, I always ask AI not to like to stick to the short questions. So let me find another one. The other one was introduction. Start preview. Okay, so let's go through some cool features like lesson planning assistance, classroom management tools, unique spaces for interactive learning experiences, and let's get started. First, can you tell me what you're most curious about when it comes to using technology in education? Let's say engaged students. Great, engaging students is crucial. What do you think makes students feel engaged in the classroom? The specific strategies you've tried or are interested in? Games. So my question is whether this bot is gonna actually tell me that SchoolAI has like this gamifying. What kind of games do you think work best in your class? Would you prefer something competitive, collaborative, maybe something that incorporates storytelling, collaborative? So this is supposed to teach me about SchoolAI. Collaborative games can really boost teamwork. Okay. We could brainstorm ideas for games that fit well with your lessons. What subject are you thinking about for these collaborative activities? So basically, this would help me think about what I actually want for my teaching learning experience, right? And then based on this conversation, I would go on and create my own space, right? My own bot for my students. Let me show you also how you access your previously launched sessions. So here I have several sessions that I launched. I wanted my students to practice vocabulary. It didn't work well. I mean, I gave the bot the words that they need to learn, the sentences, example sentences for context that they needed to fill in the gaps. It didn't work well. But what it does well, apparently, it summarizes what students did, actually. It tells me, okay, this student is willing to continue practice. The student quickly answered with the list of words. This student did this, this student did that. So it gives me the summary of what my students did during that lesson, during that activity inside. Now, if I wanted to invite you to use this to join my space, right, to join this particular lesson, I can do it through this QR code. I can also end the session and pause the session, right? So currently it's still running. I will actually end it, end session. Okay, so when it comes to, I still have about 10 minutes, right? Or shall we stop for questions? Because I wanted to show you that you can also generate interesting custom bots inside MagicSchool easily, and you can create a custom tool. So it's not enough to have 300 ready-made tools, right? Why not create a custom one? Why not? So basically, it's still fun here because when you go and create your custom tool, you actually can look behind the scenes and see the prompts for each and every tool. And then if you like it, you can tweak it. So for example, presentation generator. Let's imagine that I want to customize the presentation generator to my needs. And like I see that by default, by MagicSchool's grade level would be pre-K, number of slides, 5 slides. They have some custom instructions, and I want to make it my own. So let's say I want to tweak this presentation generator into the university level, okay? Description, generate exportable slides based on a topic, text, YouTube video, any uploaded content. That's good for a description. And then add the topic standard longer. This is the topic standards. I can also get help with the prompts and add additional criteria. Number of slides, let's see if I can increase. Yeah, I can ask for 20 slides in one. And then I will, this is configure, right? The next step is customize, is adding your custom instructions here. You can add by typing, you can add by talking to this chat generator, and you can also upload PDF files and then test the new tool. So it's very, very simple, easy 3 steps. And you can actually recreate, you can customize any of the existing tools that you see. I don't know, rubric generator. For example, in my case, as an English teacher, I would go to rubric generator and I would actually adjust the configurations back. Let's go back. Again, I need the university level. I would go in and upload some requirements of the CEFR, right? Common European Framework of Reference for English proficiency. And then whenever I generate rubrics, the can-do statements can be extracted from this customized pool, right, of data over the instructions. And we have our own Israeli version of the CFR framework, which is even more customized to my needs because I work in higher education in Israel. So I would probably upload the can-do statements for different levels of English proficiency for our Israeli higher education students, and then pull out the rubrics based on that. This would be my use case. And I'm pretty sure you can also think of your own use case. Let's see what else. So magic tools. Again, this was create a custom tool. Maybe one last thing that I can create quickly would be this. If I go to Magic Student tool playground, by the way, when you create, so I've shown you the existing like preview of existing rooms, but how do you create your own room, right? It's very, very easy. Just create a new room, give it a name. You can click on plus here or click on plus here. Before you even do that, probably go down to the tools playground, because not all of the tools for the teachers are suitable for the students. So they have a separate set of tools that are predefined as suitable for use with the students, by the students, and use supervising their interactions. So for example, some hot tools that are recommended for use in class would be a study bot, when you can use AI as a study partner for any exam or topic with this bot, right? Again, when you go and launch it for your students, before you launch it, you go inside the settings, inside the prompt, and you can customize. You can include the learning outcomes for your particular course or module or your topic in the course, and create a study bot particularly for that subject, right? For that lesson. It's really customizable, and then you add it to the student room and share it with your students. Math review, AI tutor, study habits, and image generator. These are like popular bots. And another, so let me go and click on this AI literacy board, resource, content creator. I wanted to show you custom chatbot. So this is how it works, right? You go and create a custom chatbot, build a chatbot from scratch with any custom instructions for students to interact with. Very, very easy. So let me create a chatbot for you guys. So it's professional stuff. Okay, you can choose any grade level, of course, university level, year 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to be really specific that you have, I don't know, first year undergraduate students, then you go for year 1, right? Or just general university level, or in my case, it's professional stuff. What I want to teach you today, instructions for my chatbot. I have it ready here. I just played around with it before, so I have instructions quickly here. I'll just insert. So I need this bot to teach educators to use MagicSchool for their needs. The bot should start by asking short questions about the discipline and then provide different suggestions on how MagicSchool could be used. That's it, right? As simple as that. This was my just thought what I needed for you guys, and generate. When it's done, which is done in a sec. Okay, I already have a bot ready, and I can now, let's see if I can share it with you. Save, I can save it as a resource. I can obviously edit it in the future. So here's the preview of the bot. Hi, I'm there to help educators to learn how to use MagicSchool to provide the most relevant suggestions. Could you tell me what subject area you teach? Okay, I'm gonna go to something I'm not expert with but Costas is. I'll say laser physics. Right, physics. Let's see if it can create something for laser physicists. Okay, physics, particularly laser physics, offers interesting opportunities with MagicSchool. Before I provide specific suggestions, could you tell me what grade level of educational setting you are in? High school, college, etc., university. Costas, do you want to specify which level of students do you have? Second year? Third year? Undergraduate, let's say. Okay, perfect. And then it gives me some suggestions. It works just as I imagined. Okay, so perfect. For university level laser physics, MagicSchool can be particularly valuable. Here are some specific suggestions: interactive demonstrations. You can use MagicSchool visualization tools, assessment tools, create specialized quizzes, collaborative features, you can group work, utilize group workspaces for virtual lab reports, research project coordination, peer review exercises, team problem solving. It's really general. I don't really think that I got an answer and I know exactly what to do, but it prompts me to add additional questions. It's not available in the free version, right? You need to upgrade, but you can see some additional questions. Can you explain how to create laser created diagram, right, with the MagicSchool? Or what are some common quiz questions for? So this is a kind of suggestion for this custom chatbot. One last thing, we have 3 minutes, right? So in the launch pad of SchoolAI, I'm moving to SchoolAI, I'm moving back because there is something really fun here. I don't see it because it's behind the menu. Let me move it around. And I need to move this sideways. Okay. Maybe I need to go into spaces because it's called exit ticket. Yeah, here it is, common activities for your classes. So you have Sidekick, give your students managed access to their own AI assistant. Not sure you can actually track what they're doing inside of that. Bell ringers start a class by introducing a topic and asking students how they're feeling, and then you can see their responses in the chat. And exit tickets are asking students how they feel about today's topic. And this is something that is a recommended use case, okay? So you just insert the lesson or class overview here. You can actually automatically AI generate some learning outcomes, which is working really well. I will mention another tool, which we talked about earlier. Brisk Teaching generates beautiful learning outcomes, and I guess this one will also do that, and you launch it. So simply insert the lesson or overview, like the topic of the lesson, and you can launch the exit ticket immediately. You can preview it here and then share with your students. When you go, and at the bottom, you already see the sessions, because once you have a link to your bot, share it with your class, they respond immediately, you will immediately see the responses right here. Let's see. I think we are running out of time. Are there any questions before we end? MagicSchool and SchoolAI. We are planning to, yes, George, please.
Yes, good morning to everyone. Thank you very much, Elena. Actually, a ton of capabilities, but I will stick on some of them. I would like to ask this. Suppose we provide a YouTube link for the AI tool to develop some questions for our students. Can the student at the same time provide the link in order to get the answer somehow? And one more question, please. Suppose we use such an AI tool to help us write a recommendation letter. Do we then afterward need a humanized, let's say, technique to make it more, to be more, you know, in real life situations, or is the tool taking the, you know, all the actions to make it look or seem like a humanized text? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the question, George. Two questions. So the second one about the quality of the output, I would go for humanizer. By the way, there are different tools that are called humanizers, AI humanizers. They're supposed to improve the quality of the AI output. I would never trust AI to actually write a recommendation letter like 100%. You would definitely have to take a responsibility to go over what's written, rewrite, retweak, and like take responsibility for what you're signing, and probably not even use any of the AI suggestions. I usually, when I work on something that requires writing, I generate a lot of different samples, a lot of different examples, and I just get inspiration from AI, and then I write my own version. So AI, and this is, I think, a strategy that I also teach my students. AI is wonderful for support, for like exchange of ideas, for additional, you know, source of vocabulary, interesting phrases that you like, but it's not really the output generator yet. It will be better probably in the future when it gets better at this style, but I just generate tons of different versions of something, whatever that is, pick and choose my favorite words and my favorite phrases and ideas, and then write my own. So this is one way. In terms of students actually using all those different chats, not ethically, like asking ChatGPT to respond to all those questions, this is definitely something that I've observed even in my own class. Whenever I give it a question to the students, they some of them would actually take it seriously and take it as a learning experience. And especially when I do it as a non-mandatory task, right? I just place it on my course page and I say, okay, you have this chatbot. If you want to practice, you can practice. And of course, I can see who practiced, who hasn't. When it's not graded, when it's not mandatory, then students actually go there and they take the work seriously. Now it's up to the AI to be high quality, and sometimes it's really good and sometimes it's really bad. It has given me some disappointing experiences as well, because I know that students actually wanted to learn with AI. They wanted to do the hard work and talk to the bot. It's just the questions and the answers were inaccurate, and they were not helping them at all. On the other hand, when I tell the students, okay, this is the bot with the grade, you all have to complete it. I'm tracking your answers. You have to be, you know, careful. Take your time, but you have to answer all the questions. Some students would just show the questions to their like ChatGPT and get the responses, and some would do this. Like I saw that happening. Some of them somehow conceived that they have their own tricks, but you know, we have honest conversations in class about AI all the time. So I told them, okay, you used ChatGPT for that, didn't you? And they admitted it. So yes, they can also cheat with those tools, and it's our responsibility to figure out how to present those tasks and how not to lead to this cheating behavior. I don't know, but it's a very good question. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. So thank you very much. We're 12 in Israel, so 11 in Europe. So thank you for attending for 1 hour. And if you want to continue learning with us this summer, we are now launching AI summer meetups, and we will be exploring 42 AI tools for educators over July and August, almost daily. So you will get information about this shortly, and we hope to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.